Hey everyone. So welcome to the introductory video of the Graphs and Networks tutorials. This will be a series of videos in chronological order of the topics. So let's start. So first of all, just a moment. So first of all, let's begin with the introductory definition of a graph. So a graph G is an ordered pair of V, E, where V are the vertices and E is the set of edges, where V is a non-empty set and E is a binary relation. Now this binary relation E is irreflexive on V, that is A is not related to itself, A is not related to itself. Also E is symmetric on V, that is if A is related to B implies B is also related to A. In mathematical terms, that is written as A related to B implies B related to A. So this is the basic definition of a graph. Now we'll move on to some types of graphs. So the first one is a trivial graph. This by definition is a graph that has only one vertex and zero edges, that is no edge. So it can be written as a 1, 0 graph, where this one corresponds to the number of vertices and this corresponds to number of edges. The second type is a null graph. So this type of graph, as the name may probably suggest, is a graph which has P vertices, where P is any integer, positive integer, and zero edges. So basically you've got all your vertices of a graph placed in your space and there is no edge connecting each vertex. So mathematically that's a P, 0 graph. So as you may notice, the trivial graph is a special case of your null graph where P is 1. The next type of graph is a simple graph, which we will deal with majorly throughout our course. Simple graph is a type of graph in which no multiple edges are allowed. So no multiple edges. Also no loops are allowed. So let me give an example. What do you mean by multiple edge and what do you mean by loop? Say you've got one vertex here, you've got another vertex here. So and this is an edge connecting these two vertices. Say this is vertex A and this is vertex B. You've got an edge. So this is a unique edge. What do you mean by multiple edges? Is that there is more than one edge connecting these 2 points. So here you've got 3 edges, which is like, this is an example of multiple edge. Also loops. What do you mean by loops? So say you've got a vertex A. A loop on A would be an edge joining A to A. So like this. So it's just an edge. It starts from A and comes back to A. So in simple graphs, these 2 things are not allowed. The 4th type of graph that exists is known as a multigraph, which, as the name suggests, is a graph in which multiple edges are allowed. There is something known as a pseudograph as well. A pseudograph is the complete opposite of a simple graph, that is a graph in which you're allowing multiple edges as well as loops. So for multiple edges, ME, they are allowed. Also for loops, they are allowed. So that's the basic type of graph that you encounter. Next, so we can also represent a graph using a matrix. Since there are 2 types of relation between the graph elements, namely adjacency and incidence, therefore we can represent the graph using adjacency matrix and incidence matrix. So you have 2 types of matrices. So first of all, let's put down the title, matrix representation. So you've got 2 types: adjacent matrix and incidence. First of all, I'm going to cover these 2 in detail, so don't worry. So let's discuss the adjacency matrix first. So it is defined for a PQ graph. So it's defined for a PQ graph where P and Q are integers, positive integers. And important property for this matrix is that it is a square matrix. That is very important. This is always a square matrix. So its order is P cross P. It's a P cross P matrix. So P rows and P columns. And it is defined as, so it is first of all denoted as A of G. Adjacency of G is equal to the matrix Aij and its order is P cross P. Pardon my handwriting, I'm not that good. And it is defined as Aij is 1 if Ui and Uj belongs to your set of edges and 0 otherwise. I'll give an example regarding this. First, let me cover the incidence matrix. So your incidence matrix this one. So it is also defined for a PQ graph, but as compared to the adjacent matrix, which was a square matrix, this is a rectangular matrix. So obviously a square is a special case of a rectangle, so it can take the form of a square matrix, but in general it's a rectangular matrix. So it's denoted by I of G, incidence of G. So it's the matrix of all Bij. So and its order is P cross Q. In general, Q can be equal to P, but that's a very special case, and it is defined as 1 if Ui is incident to an edge Ei and 0 otherwise. So let's take an example. Okay, just a moment. Say you've got this graph. Let's take a very simple graph to start with. Say you have this graph and you have your 4 edges. You got your 4 edges and your 4 vertices. Say this is U1, U2, U3 and U4. So let us first write down the adjacency matrix for this. So let's say that this is a graph G. So A of G, remember it's a square matrix of order P cross P. Here P is your number of vertices. So in this case it's a 4 cross 4 matrix. As P is 4, you've got 4 vertices, U1, U2, U3 and U4. So write them down here. Similarly, you can write them down here. I really don't have space, apologies for that, but just imagine that there is U1 and so on and so forth and U4 here. So let's see what the definition. So A of G is equal to the set of elements Aij in a matrix of P cross P order, and Aij is 1 if Ui Uj belongs to E. So okay, I'll explain it. So here, say this element in the matrix A11, so that means that edge 1, so vertex 1 is connected to itself. Since we're talking about simple graphs, this is 0, and this will be 0 for all the diagonal entries, as we are not allowing loops. So these all are 0. Now you may also see that U1 is connected to U2 and U1 is connected to U4. So U1 is connected to U2. So I'll just use a different color. We write 1 here. U1 is connected to U4. So 1 here. And U1 is not connected to U3. So we place 0 here. Similarly for U2, which is somewhere here, U2 is connected to U1, so 1 here. U2 is connected to U3, so 1 here, but U2 is not connected to U4, so you place a 0 there. For U3 is not connected to U1, so you place a 0 here. U3 is connected to U2, place a 1, and U3 is connected to U4, again place a 1. Similarly for U4 is connected to U1, place a 1. U4 is not connected to U2, put down a 0, and U4 is connected to U3. So this matrix that you see is known as your adjacency matrix. If you observe carefully, this is a symmetric matrix. So I hope that's clear. Now let's write down the incidence matrix. Pardon my handwriting. So incident matrix, if you remember, is of order P cross Q. Coincidentally, in this case, P and Q are same, so it is again a 4 cross 4 matrix. It's not the case every time. And so I of G is a set of elements in the matrix of P cross Q. So UI, so it is 1 if UI is incident to edge EI. So that means your vertex is incident to an edge. Alright, so in this graph, we've already got your U1, U2, U3, U4 as your vertices. Let's just label the edges for now. It's E1, E2, E3 and E4. Alright, so you've always got your vertices as your rows. Okay, let me use a different color just a moment. Always got your vertices as your rows, so U1, U2, U3 and U4, and you've got your edges as your columns, so E1, E2, E3 and E4. So is U1 incident to E1? Yes, it is. You can see that E1 is connected to both U1 and U2. So E1 is connected to U1 and U2. So you place ones there. Just let me use this color. So E1 is incident to U1, place a 1 here. E1 is incident to U2, place another 1 here. E1 is not incident to U3 and U4, so a couple of zeros here and here. Similarly, for all the edges, if you see, E2 is incident to U2 and U3, so you place ones here. E3 is incident to U3 and U4, so ones here. And E4 is incident to U1 and U4, so ones here. The rest all entries will be 0. So that's your incidence matrix. So this was just a basic introduction into graph theory. I'll dwell into more important and topics in the next video. Hope you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe if you found it helpful. Signing off. Bye bye.